Tell me, have you seen one of these before? Maybe in the past, perhaps? So guys, we're going to get into this episode 15 of The Mandalorian as we find the Mandalorian having to try and retrieve Baby Yoda from Moff Gideon and the Darksaber. But it looks like we're going to be trying to free one of the prisoners from the previous episode, from the previous season of The Mandalorian. So it looks like we're going to be going after Bill Burr's character. So let's see what this episode has in store for us, guys. So guys, we're going to get into this episode 15 of The Mandalorian. I don't know what the title of the episode is, but let's get into this. Bill Burr, Mayfield, oh, Cara Dune, Marshall Dune. Comply. Ooh, look, hey, slave. Well, that's slave one. Boba. Oh, you know who that is, and the armor's looking kind of fresh. The believer. The believer. The believer. Slave one. This is sweet. I don't think we've ever seen this much detail inside of Slave One. I love the vehicles that they're giving us. Man, Cara Dune does not like him. He's gonna put on. He's going undercover. He's going undercover. He's gonna steal a uniform. Dang! The driver uniform. Cara. Looks like the Marshal's going to be getting her own series.
Oh, the shame. Well, that right there is worth the price of admission.
Whoa!
Juggernaut 4 has been destroyed.
Destroyed? The Rhydonium is still stable.
Who are they being attacked by? Oh, wow. Pirates? Already going wrong.
Are you seriously shooting a blaster in your Rhydonium? Get him off!
Oh, man. Oh! Here comes more. Whoa! 2 more sets. Oh, come on. I've never seen a blaster run out of blaster bolts. That's interesting. Baby. Watch out, Mando. That's not Beskar. Yeah, that's not Beskar, baby. Whoa, dang. Uh-oh. They're going to take his helmet off? They're going to take his helmet off? Uh-oh. Oh, damn. 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 Whoa. Ties. Ooh, look. The shore troopers. Uh-oh. Can't trust this dude. Somebody knows him.
Valinez. Who? Valinez. I used to serve under. Give me the data stick. It's not gonna work. It's the network. The terminal has to scan your face.
Just gotta scan his face. Why would he try that? Oh, he took his helmet off. It's something that we don't know about Mando. Why did it take his facial scan?
Hey, trooper. Pay attention when the superior addresses. What's your designation?
What's your TK number?
Sir, TK593, sir. I'm Imperial Combat Assault Transport Lieutenant TK111, sir. I'm afraid you're going to have to speak up to him a little bit.
He's seen his
Since
face.
lost pressure and taint out.
He's seen his face.
Let's go fill out those TPS reports so we can go recharge the power quill.
You're not dismissed. You're the tank troopers who delivered the shipment of Redonium.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Drink. Brown eyes.
So we got Pedro Pascal with the mask off. Bill Burr's seen his face. About to go wrong. He's about to kill this guy. I knew that was happening. Oh, man.
Did what you had to do. I never saw your face.
I don't think he cares anymore.
Ready? Go! Hold it like that.
Damn.
South wall, halfway up.
Got him.
Damn. Yeah, how come they don't just shoot through the blinders?
Start your run.
On my way.
Slave one, baby. What? It's got to be like the post rifle. Now we get to see. Uh-oh. Is he gonna deploy? Is he gonna deploy the Let him loose. Let him loose. There they come, baby. There we go. Let's get that sound effect. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Does that mean I can go? Huh?
Why are you standing there? Damn, I wish he would join the team though. Uh-oh, the miz off. The miz off. Uh-oh.
Moff Gideon,
Oh,
you have something I want.
this dude.
You may think you have some idea.
This dude.
Possession of, but you do not. Soon, he will be back with me. He means more to me than you will
Ever know. Damn. All right. All right. Rick Fumura. Very cool. He also wrote the episode as well. So, really cool and very enjoyable episode. A little bit slower than the past couple of episodes that we received, but nonetheless, it's always a fun ride with The Mandalorian every single week. So I did obviously enjoy this episode. Just to quickly recap the episode. So we enter the episode where Mayfield is working in a scrapyard. We have Cara Dune who shows up to take him from the scrapyard and bring him onto this mission. The mission takes us out to this particular planet, and I forget the name of the planet, but it's a facility where Mayfield can get the coordinates for Moff Gideon's ship, and of course this is what the Mandalorian is seeking to get so he can try and retrieve the child. Once we get to the Imperial facility, we then find the Mandalorian and they're trying to figure out how they're going to be able to get into the facility. Mando comes up with an idea which requires him to remove his Beskar armor plus helmet and put on transport driver gear for the transports that we saw here in this episode, which is really, really cool. It looks like a version of the turbo truck that from the Clone Wars, which was also depicted in Rogue One as well. I actually have a couple of those vehicles toy form in my collection. So they confiscate one of the vehicles and a couple of uniforms and make their way to this facility. On their way to this facility, they encounter pirates who are trying to destroy the, I forget the name of the material that they're hauling, but it's a highly volatile material, so volatile that they can't even drive at certain speeds, otherwise it will trigger this material. The natives are trying to destroy the material along with the Imperial facility. So the Mando has to fend off these locals, killing quite a few of them. We get a nice little battle montage there with the Mandalorian on top of one of the transports. As they get closer to the facility, and the Mando is taking quite a beating from fending off these particular locals. And the locals have now gathered in numbers. I think there's about 2 to 3 transports that are coming after them, each one of them with detonators. And out of nowhere, we get a couple of ties that come in and take those natives out. And the transport is able to get into the facility. So the Mandalorian and Mayfield get into the facility, and they find a terminal where they can get the information that they seek. However, there is an Imperial officer that may recognize Mayfield from Mayfield's days with the Empire, so Mayfield kind of gets cold feet, and the Mandalorian says give him memory stick, or the little stick that he has to use to access the information or to record the information. So the Mandalorian, still with his helmet on, walks over to the terminal. All the while this officer is kind of checking him out a little bit, and as he walks over to the terminal has to scan your face in order for you to access the terminal. He tries to access the terminal with his helmet on. It obviously comes up with an error. He then removes his helmet showing his face. He is exposed to everyone in the room with his helmet off, which is very, very interesting and very telling, and shows progression within the character and where he's at in regards to the Mandalorian creed that you have to keep your helmet on. So that's going to be very interesting going forward. However, the most interesting aspect about that is the scan actually accepts his facial scan. So there's a lot more about the Mandalorian that we don't officially know just yet. Why would an Imperial scan accept his facial scan? That's very interesting. There's more to his background that we don't know about the Mandalorian, about Din Djarin. I have to believe that what we saw here with the facial scan being accepted from Din Djarin, that in his past he must have been classified under some kind of Imperial classification that would allow him to access a terminal like that. Not saying that he was necessarily in the Empire or an Imperial. He just may have had some sort of classification that has him on file with the Empire. So again, a very telling moment right there, not only with the Mandalorian taking his helmet off, but having his facial scan accepted by the terminal. Very, very interesting, and I hope we get a little backstory on that as well. It's funny that Mayfield, Bill Burr's character, didn't question him about that. Like, hey, how was it able to recognize your facial scan and not go off? That's what have you been doing? You know. So that was probably the most interesting point of this particular episode. So once the Mandalorian has retrieved the information that he needs, this officer that's been sitting in the corner has been checking him out, and he's a little suspicious of him. So now he's starting to question Din Djarin about his rank and his Imperial information. Obviously, Din Djarin has no clue of what type of rank that he's supposed to be shouting out, or any of the information that he needs to classify himself as an Imperial trooper. Bill Burr then steps in and kind of saves the day, kind of answering for Din Djarin. Din Djarin and Mayfield turn around to try and walk away, and the officer wants to reward them for getting that transport into the facility. They were the only ones to get cargo and the transport into the facility for the day, so he offers to buy them a drink. So they go and have a drink with the officer. As they're having drinks, they get into a conversation in regards to one of the missions that Mayfield served under this particular officer. And one of the orders that this officer, apparently in the conversation, what we learn is one of the orders that was given by this particular Imperial officer killed a lot of the men that Mayfield served with on this particular mission. So, of course, Mayfield is feeling some kind of way about this. Hearing the conversation up, you can kind of see where the conversation is going. That's going to end with this particular officer being killed. And sure enough, that's what happened. Mayfield pulls out his gun, shoots the officer, and, of course, now everyone in the cafeteria and the facility is aware that there's some kind of intrusion, and an officer has just been shot. They start gunning down the other troopers that are in the cafeteria. More troopers are starting to come into the facility. They then knock out a couple of panels that lead outside to the waterfall that is just under the facility. They walk out onto the ledge, fending off the troopers that are coming after them as they're pouring out of the windows and shooting from under the levers there. They climb up to the roof with troopers following behind them. So Finnick and Cara Dune are sniping down the troopers who are following Din Djarin and Mayfield onto the roof. Boba Fett then swoops down onto the roof, picks up Din Djarin and Mayfield. As Slave One is pulling away from the facility, Bill Burr asks Din Djarin to hand him a rifle, and he pulls out the rifle and he aims at chemical material that's being hauled to this facility. He sees one of the transports with its bay doors open and the material sitting right there. So he snipes down and fires on that material, blowing up that particular truck. which then sets off a chain reaction, blowing up the truck next to it, and then thus destroying the facility. And then at the end of the episode, we see that Cara Dune and the Mandalorian decide that they're going to let Mayfield go, Bill Burr's character go, and they allow him to walk off into the sunset, not even offering him a ride back anywhere on Slave One. They just leave him there on the planet. But hey, that's a lot better than where he was on that scrapyard, and I'm sure we will see Mayfield again. I was hoping that he would join their crew since he didn't have anything else to do, and he is somewhat of a good shot. I thought it might have been a good idea to have him join the crew and join in on this mission. What else is he going to do? But that doesn't seem to be the case. But again, I'm sure we will see that character sometime down the line. We cut to the end of the episode where Moff Gideon is on his ship, and he is approached by a couple of officers who tell him that there's something he needs to see. And then we get a hologram message from Mandalorian, Din Djarin, basically letting Moff Gideon know that he's coming after the child, basically reciting the same speech that he gave Din Djarin in the finale of the first season episode in regards to the child, spouting out that he has something that he wants. He means more to me than you could possibly know, which was a really good and perfect way to announce that he was coming after the child. So he put Moff Gideon on alert, which is kind of strange to me because with the might that Moff Gideon possesses, I don't know if you would want to announce that you're coming after the child, but that is what he's doing. So we will see what happens in the finale of this episode, which is sure to bring us lots of action. And I'm sure it's going to be a much longer episode than the past two episodes. I'm not sure exactly how long this particular episode was. It looks like this episode clocked in at about 33 minutes. So we just received a couple of very short episodes. This particular episode was a little bit slower. Not a lot of information was given to us. Nothing to add to the lore or anything of that nature. We just got simply a heist, information heist, if you will, and a little bit of action. We did get a very important aspect to this story as it pertains to Din Djarin, the character himself, which shows a little bit of character growth, where he wasn't afraid to take his helmet off, and he wasn't afraid to have his face shown to Mayfield, Bill Burr's character, who is now the only person who has seen Din Djarin's face, which is actually interesting that he's been left alive and he is somewhere out there. So again, another reason to believe that we will see Mayfield again at some point, since he has seen Din Djarin's face. However, that could become a moot point if Din Djarin does decide that he's going to forego that particular part of the creed, which mandates that you need to have the helmet on, since he's seen Bo-Katan and now Boba Fett often remove their helmet. I think he's kind of softening up on that part of the creed at the very least. So very, very good episode. I actually did enjoy this episode quite a bit. Not quite as exciting as the past few episodes that we received with the Ahsoka episode and of course the episode where we lost Grogu here. So hopefully we will get him back. But I'm going to go ahead and score this episode. I'm going to give this episode a 7.0 out of 10. Again, I did enjoy this episode. Great action. Probably the most important aspect of this episode was Din Djarin taking off his helmet and the Imperial terminal recognizing his face scan with no problem, with no bells or whistles going off, alerting the Empire, which would allude to some type of background or association with the Empire in regards to Din Djarin's background. So we'll see if anything comes to that. But other than that, it was a slower pace episode, an information heist, if you will. So that's why I scored the episode at a 7.0. But again, very enjoyable. Lots of action. I enjoyed the fight scenes. I thought it was choreographed very, very well. And of course, the transports were very, very cool to see. And the shore troopers, it was awesome to see shore troopers as well on this facility. It's the first time that we've seen them in this series as well, guys. So I really enjoyed this particular episode. Not quite what we received in the past couple of episodes, but very good nonetheless, guys. So let me know what your thoughts are in regards to this episode of The Mandalorian. Also, what do you think that we can expect in the finale? Obviously, we know we're going after Moff Gideon to retrieve the child, but what manner do you think the Mandalorian is going to pursue this particular endeavor? Because, again, Moff Gideon has a lot of resources at his disposal, and as great as Slave One is, and as great as Boba Fett is, and Cara Dune, and Fennec is, they're all great warriors, but it's still a very tall task to take on Moff Gideon and all of the resources that he has available to him. So we'll see what happens in the finale. I'm sure it's going to be a very, very exciting and lengthy episode. I expect that episode to be close to an hour long, so we can probably look forward to that next week, guys. So again, let me know what your thoughts are in regards to this episode. Let me know any predictions that you may have for the finale, guys. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. And of course, guys, from the Father to the Son to the Obi-Wan Force Ghost. May the Force be with you always. Tell me, have you seen one of these before? Maybe in the past, perhaps?